Opening face-off, couple items. So we do a D to D reset, that's good. The only thing is what I'm like, good things. We're seeing players come back. One adjustment for Alicia is instead of coming down in the middle, cruise along diagonally, just so you're getting, you're still facing the puck carrier, but you're going to be going closer towards the boards, and that way you can get good spacing, and then you'll be achieving the same thing. So right, you're still going down the middle, rather do this so you can, anytime you can get a pass, easy peasy, right? And you can kind of see how this is really, we got the single column of forwards. We got center, winger forming down a single column. So yeah, tough to pass to for the D. And so I mean, ideally it's just back D to D to get another thing. So Arsh, our new sub D, threw it up the boards to nobody essentially, and I think that is a icing right there. So, and we can see our single column of forwards once again. So puck's coming up to the point, pretty good read, and like we can see lots of players up here, so we can get a lot of pressure on the point right here, and we can expect, like, this is a good read by Kathy coming up here, intercepting this passing lane. So we don't necessarily have to be so close to them as long as we're kind of intercepting or closing off passing lanes, and then the expectation is usually going to be setting down the boards, and that would be fine as well. So here, boom, ill-advised pass, and we're able to get out of the zone like so, and kind of get out there and put some pressure on. Almost open net for us, and I think this also leads up to our first goal by Alex on this next whistle. So partial change here, Alex stays on, and let me just skip ahead to here. Boom, face off kind of 50-50. Lands it in Alex's, and they're in the slot for Alex, and then he was able to backhand into that. So let's kind of rewind that, see one more time. Boom, gathers it out, backhand shot, nice goal, far side. And it is now 1-0. Alright, so after our goal, I think we can tell Arsh is usually a forward, a winger, or a center. The dump and the hardcore chase, a little bit more rare, you would see that as a D-man, but okay, so we get it in. And I think I've broken down how I think the easiest system of a forecheck would be their right D, our left wing will just go onto them. Their left D, our right wing just goes onto them. And then our D can actually gap up a little bit and identify the respective wingers. As long as the center sticks with the center, it'd be pretty easy to intercept. So put a little bit of pressure on there. Look at that. Center pass to the center. Pretty easy interception. Bonk, like that. And we're able to kind of get positioned like that. So you can kind of see how, like, we don't want to be necessarily, like, as a D, like, let's say the forwards are up here. We don't want to be necessarily standing up in their face when they're in the zone like this, for the fears of, you know, let's say the center misses it. But you can stay reasonably close, and if it, like, the further they are away from the passer, the easier it is going to be that you can just step up and intercept. So I think that'll be the easiest form of forecheck. Let's see if we can get into the zone. Offside. No. Okay. So breakdown there. So face off right here. We kind of get it back to Fionn. Now awkward position for her, certainly. So we kind of win it off the boards like that, and now she has to twist around like this. Now when you're in a position like that and you can't get a clean pass across quickly and you got pressure coming on, I would say it would generally probably be safer rather than passing it like this, because there's a risk of interception into a partial break, is actually just ring it down around. That's option one, certainly not a problem. And in one case, yes, your partner might have to deal with a forechecker, but generally speaking, they're going to have at least some sort of distance advantage to get the puck. So that's one option. Option two is, rather than turning around for the D-to-D pass, and if you don't really feel comfortable, bounce it up the boards. And that should be generally safe as well. Now, yes, they can intercept it, but generally speaking, we're going to have players back, so it won't be as big of a deal for turnover right there. So that's kind of like two options. In this case, you're able to get the puck back and pass it up, so that's good. I do remember that I thought this guy was going to kill me if I kept going towards the puck. He's going to slide underneath me and then trap my legs on the board and bend it in half. So I peeled off. But actually, I wanted to rewind on this part. I think, yeah, what Kathy did is perfectly good. We're looking at the, how she goes? She goes wide first. Maybe an adjustment is curling this way so we can get that width, rather than, like you can see, it's a huge compression of players versus, and she has to fight basically a partial pick on this player, right? Versus curling this way. And if she wanted to, she can go diagonally and that would be fine, but it's just an essence of, you know, we're taking advantage of the geometry of the ice, so more width, more space, rather than a compression of players. Is one thing here. Let's skip ahead to where into the zone. Don't remember if we kept it in the zone or not. Good keep by Fion there, and they're out. But yeah, so those are some thoughts on that kind of a quick up right there. So I like this kind of forced reset here, but I didn't quite like the next parts leading up to it for a few reasons. So we're coming in, we're not going in with a lot of speed for one, and a lot of players on the blue line. Now we could dump it, certainly that would be fine, and almost everyone is flat-footed, so I think that's a decent option. But they kill the play right there, and then we try to force it in again. This is where I don't like it. Right, we get lots of opponents on the other side. Reset it. So not my favorite, and I think what we should have done at this point is just bring it back, and then we can say all together coming in with a lot of speed, and we could probably expect them to be very close to the blue line. And now that we're skating with a lot of speed, boom, throw it in for the dump, and then we can chase after it. And generally speaking, when we dump it, the wingers just follow the boards, because they're gonna, likely high chance they're gonna ring it, and then we can start coming in, and the center can come in and close off any passing options. And generally that's going to be a very safe way to do it as well, because you're coming in fast. If you eat shit, you can just ride along the boards and it won't be any problems, rather than the last thing you want to do is just go straight at it, unless you're really confident with your skating at this kind of speed, in my opinion. So There's that. We pass it across. Would have been, yeah. So that dump right there is less effective because we don't have speed, and so those are some thoughts there. Wasn't a very successful zone entry, but it could have been. So reset, pound theme. Don't like this as much with our forward positioning. So the pathing for Dave, I'd rather see him kind of take a looping path like this. Well, maybe not necessarily like, it would be more like this. So he's always going to be forward skating. And then Ray can have that option to go D to D. And then same with Alicia. I do like, okay, so for Alicia, it's like everything here is good, 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 good. Boom, don't like that. That's what I don't like. So I'd rather have it, you know, coming diagonally, take that width, but still skating back. And then, because you're, this whole time, when you're skating in this direction, it's going to be a really good way to get passes. And then still, like, if you're buying, essentially you're trying to buy time for Ray, for him to make a decision. So work with that, come all the way back. If you receive a pass at the blue line, so be it. And then you can turn and come back. And then, yeah, very high. You can say, like, if this player was a strong player, you're done for right there. Poke check, out, back the other way. Easy. Easy. Like, just like that. That is like, and this is a, that is a creation of your own doing. I love the little shove after too. But you can kind of, like, you see right there, if we're not coming back with any level of speed, right, we're staying up at the blue line, super easy to defend. You think you're gonna, like, anyone that thinks they're gonna get a free puck at the center ice, not a chance. So we like to come back down, and then come forward with speed. Let's see if we have, here again, D to D. This is better with Alicia, and there. Much easier to get the puck, and also, look at the difference. Where's the D? Not even on the screen. I'm pretty sure. Is he even there? Yeah, not even on the screen. Look at him, he's all the way back there, right? And so that is just all that space that you are able to work with, Alicia, so it just makes life easier. And then good shot chance. And then we're out. So yeah, some thoughts there. So this is our first goal against. It seems like Ray is the perfect player for the other team. So we shoot it on net, and then what does he do? Why would the hell would you bat it into Cliff? Why? He bats into the Cliff, it bounces right into the guy's stick. Like, you don't like, this is the last thing you would ever expect our D to do, to knock it into the slot. Question mark? That's a really bad goal. That's horrible, Ray. That's horrible. So this one, face off, a little scary. Boom, D to D pass. We're able to get it in the zone. So that's good. Now, one of the things for Fionn, is you're the inside D, so this is like the best position you want to be in a D. Why? You have because you have options, right? You can shoot it on net, and lots of, like, you're in the best position to pass across the entire ice in the offensive zone. Now, on a face-off, you also have a little bit of extra freedom in the sense that for the moment of time, you got a lot of ice to work with. So you can see right here, very sketchy to pass it on the blue line right after face-off. Our expectations are going to be forwards are flying up towards the D. So one of the things we want to perhaps consider, especially as an inside D, right? We're going to look for the options, but at the same time, there are options that are going to be a luxury for you, in that you can skate it in either direction and also in the zone. So that's something we may want to consider, versus, like, let's say the puck goes to the boards, right? Their freedom is a little bit hamstrung, right? They can't skate out to the right because there's a wall there. And so usually their best option is, rim it down unless they have a good lane to the net, and maybe sometimes they can walk the blue line towards the middle, which is where they typically want to be for a good shooting lane. So we're there already, and so probably in this case you don't want to pass it along the blue line as the inside D. Generally speaking, just talking generalities, and so I have a more offensively inclined mindset when you're ever in this position. So similar theme, I think, as opening face-off. Never want to see this statue on the center line. Start skating back. And then on top of that, I'm not as big of a fan of a winger. Like, you can see the huge gap on the boards right now is skating too much towards the middle, right? And so again, like, all our wingers are biasing, they're coming in towards the middle, right? And it becomes an awkward column in the center zone of the ice. So we're not really taking advantage of width, right? So it's super easy for, like, literally one player can sit in the middle and cover 3 of us. And so that is not really something we would want to see. We are able to get in the zone. Let's just hammer in a little bit more into that. I would have preferred to see, like, if, Alex, he can opt to skate like this, just for momentum, or pivot backwards, build up some backwards crossovers, speeding up, back out wide. Lots of options to make sure you're always facing the puck, but, in my opinion, not a big fan of coming in like this. Especially when we got players like that, right? So think about how you want to do it, but like we do, I think it is better to get a lot of width, unless, the only exception I would say is, like, let's say there's tons of opponents on this side, and it's just let's call it like clear ice in this zone. Then, yeah, maybe it makes sense for Alex to cut across diagonally like that. Yeah, that would make sense. But in this case, it really doesn't make too much sense to do that. Concentration of opponents are on this side, so make use of the space on the left side of the ice. Alright, let's skip ahead. We get into the zone. Our D is carrying it deep. That's kind of fine. Puck rolls out. Never want to see that. Terrible fanned miss puck. But yeah, the important thing was how I think we're, again, it's as if our wingers are allergic to the boards. I don't know. some thoughts. Well, all I can say is this D combo was hyper aggressive. So Ray's going in. That's like, it's fine. At this point, lost the puck. He should be hustling back. But he's just cruising kind of back. And then not only that, his D partner recognizes Ray's in. So what better way? Let's go pinch. Like, okay, if that pinch goes wrong, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, that's very suspicious. Right there, boom, it was a missed pinch. Holy shit. Thankfully, that's like, we are so lucky that this pass just hit the guy's skate, wasn't clean. Ugh. And 16 was a good player as well, and their girl player was quite good as well. So we got lucky, very lucky right there. But I guess we get a shot as a reward. I don't know, I guess you gotta gamble to win sometimes. We get the puck, Ray gets the puck. Holy shit. What the fuck? Holy shit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. So I thought this was so funny. Who's left wing, who's right wing? Let's play a game. Oh my god. We got the true amoeba. Ooh. The amoeba. It's like the white blood cells chasing after the little bacteria. So we got the amoeba action. And then Kevin going hyper aggressive. And then Dave getting beat. And we leave poor Fionn alone way back. But Kevin hauls ass. Just rocket ship gets in front and flies into the net. That's actually crazy. I wonder if this guy is like, what a complete psycho. I think this one was a pretty good highlight of some elements. Now, first thing we can see is Alex is kind of between that hash marks and the red line. So I've kind of said that red line is like base minimum of how high you can go on a breakout as a starting principle. And the key element of that is really you're trying to force their D to make a tough decision. Usually they want to default at the blue line, and you say, you want to come down and get this puck? You better skate down here, all the way downtown to get that puck from me, right? So they have to make a tough decision. So with that tough decision, you can see right here, Alex has bought himself some time. If he was all the way up here, game over, right there. You'll never get that puck. But he's down here, so number 47 has to make that tough decision. He has to come all the way downtown to get the puck off of Alex, right? Now, with the center, if we're starting down low, so instead of being up at the red line, we're coming down here. Now we can start to build a little bit of skating speed, right? and we got momentum. We don't need to work hard. Like if I was just stationary here, different story. The amount of speed that I can generate won't be as fast, right? We already got that forward momentum, and so we are able to get into the zone like this. Now, with Alicia, I like it. She gets up to the point right away. Now we have position, so one of the things I like to say is get back down low and then consider, well, there's a couple things. You could consider backward skating to the boards and then start opening up and then skating forward. That's, I would say, maybe more intermediate and advanced skills. Now if not, then curl down, get to the boards, and so use your wingers and your center as your guiding post. So you would start coming down here and then start skating up like this, and that would get you a lot of good momentum, right? We have the puck right now. Start skating out like this. Probably earlier I would have said right here we won the face-off, and let's see when you start. Oh, you turn back right there. Boom, peel off right here and start getting to the boards, like this. So like we're using your winger as the guiding post, and then from here, once that pass goes, you can start skating up. And the difference is once it's right here, boom, very awkward, right? Stationary, caught pivoting, caught turning, and so it's very hard for you to start building up speed, right? So you're at a standstill, you got to push a couple strides. So that positioning is really what's slowing you down, and not it like getting you to be able to skate with any meaningful speed, right? So that would be the adjustment I would suggest there. So Alex is coming into the zone. We can see there's only one defender, maybe two coming back. What does that mean? That means open ice in front of him. All open ice. Very questionable pass across two defenders to get to the wing. Question mark number 1. Okay, so we lose it here. Question mark number 2 is Fionn coming in barreling with great speed as a D-man into the zone. Question mark number 3 is a 2-on-1 situation. Alex is the closest forward and should have identified there's only one D, but no meaningful effort is in his skating right now. What is this? What is this back checking, Alex? Oh my god, look at that. And then they score. So couldn't get there in time for the stick lift. Let's watch the start of the show one more time. Come on, Alex, this is some Ray level skating here. Oh my god. Oh my god. So it's a 2-1 game now. We are down 1 goal. Okay, so they try to clear it. Ray does a good job holding it on the blue line. Perfect job. So tons of opponents right behind him, and he does a good job getting away from them, relieving pressure, walking the blue line and looking for a lane to the net, right? That's fine. Nice pivot, looks for the net. Could have been a good opportunity to shoot, but he stumbles. That's perfectly fine. The horrible decision is doing this. Holy shit, that is fucking dumb. So he knows all these opponents are going to be following him because he just skated from the blue line. What does he do? Let's deke right back into them. And then that... Why, Ray? Oh my god, you stumbled, but like... Look at this space. Look at all this space. Oh my god. We got another case of our wingers being allergic to the boards. One more time. What is this column of forwards? What is this? What is this? We got 5 opponents. Let's cut this ice in half. All on that side. We just need one winger on the left side boards. Just one. Just one. Just one. All the way to the left. All the way to the left. That's all we needed. So we gotta play leading up to our game tying goal. So Dave was able to strip the puck off of number 13. Justin was able to get it. Let's see. So good for check production there. Boom. Able to strip the puck off there. Justin gets it right to my favorite spot, the magic spot. Bang! Right side, top cheese. Nice goal. A little freeze frame here. Definitely awkward. Winger and D have swapped around positionally. And then from here, once we got the puck, probably want to expect it to start getting to the wing. But you waited until roughly here before starting saying. So it's awkward for the winger, for Kathy, for sure. You can see how that is. And then caught having to pivot versus starting on the wing facing, and then you can turn up. Probably would have made it a bit more smooth. And then D-man leading the rush is certainly interesting, but it works out. So yeah, certainly a series of, it just looked awkward. So we got a string of confusion. Who's the right winger? Question mark? Question mark? Now, perhaps, well, here's the pass coming up like that. Nice sauce. It did pass the pizza test today, but the way it went bounced this way. Very unfortunate. Obviously, I would say the safer play is the good old standard D to D board play to the open D to Fionn. And ideally we would have had a winger here as well so that Fionn could pass it up. Yeah, awkward bounce, very unfortunate. But great save, Cliff in the slot. High, like that's as high danger as it gets. And we're able to get it out, so. And then tripping penalty. Let's see what Alex. It looked like a one-timer chance actually. Yeah, was it? Yeah, good chance. Alex and Kathy. Alright, so let's watch our power play in its entirety. Things we can adjust. Things we can Good face-off win. Ooh, block shot. First thing is probably too conservative on a penalty on a power play. We could probably definitely afford to be more aggressive. So I think, yeah, that first comment is too passive, right? So if we're on the inside, that inside deep position, here, you would likely have been able to get to the puck earlier. So you started here. Let's say you started here, right? This is that gap. Similar gap. You would have been here already, right? So, yeah, a bit too passive to clear it. Let's see how the reset comes along. So, coming back. Awkward, right, Dave? Awkward, looking away from the puck. Who is our left? Well, I can see why now, because the buzzer just went off. Never mind. Scratch that. Alright, so start of the third period. Dump it in. It's fine. Okay, so we got some good elements for Alicia. So stick down, coming back. I like that. But then turns a little too early, right? So we would just, I would say, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until a pass is made. Then you turn. Right? That's awkward. You're coming back, now you have to pivot, and now you're slowing down. Awkward. Again, where is our left wing? What's with our single column center forward? I don't like. It's just awkward. You can't pass. Like, this pass is just not coming. They're so close to you. It's crazy. And now, if we use the guiding post, if our winger was right here, how easy is that pass? And you got open ice. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Right? Missed that pass. But let's say a winger was right here. Missed pass. Let's say that winger was right here. Let's say that winger was right here. Gotta deem the zone. And clear it. Perfectly fine. So now we're gathering. We got one pressuring. And so returning. Here's Alicia coming back. And here's the difference maker. So she turns, and then you start turning when they're reaching where you are, right? And so, like I said before, you start turning when the puck is made, pass is made, and look at that. You don't need to slow down, pivot, and you're maintaining speed, right? Look at that difference. Not at a standstill, coming in, and you're keeping up with Ray, who's quite a fast skater. And Alicia was kind of worried about her speed, but look at the difference. Just look at that difference. Coming in, just keeping that momentum, and then turning in. Boom, one crossover, two crossovers, no problem. Speed is not an issue there, right? So something for Alicia to keep in mind in the future. And so Ray does drop pass, gets it to Arsh, shot on net, big rebound, and we're able to get a goal. So great goal, great playmaking there. And I think the key points. Alicia was a perfect example right there for kind of 2 plays in a row, where the first one she pivoted early, she turned early, pivoted, and then was kind of at a standstill, and so she has to spend all this extra energy. I think it was here, right? She's coming back, turns too early, pivots, and stops, right? And from there, you don't really you're spending extra energy to escape. Versus coming down with momentum, boom, turn with crossovers, and you don't need to spend that extra energy. So it's good. It's just more efficient, and you're actually faster. So perfect examples for that. And I think I just wanted to kind of touch back on the forechecking style. I think that just is easier. Boom, right wing with their left D, left wing with their right D, and then center just follows their center like glue with her defense, choosing to gap up on their left and right wing respectively. We don't need to be super close, don't need to be hugging and kissing them, but having 2-3 stick lengths will give you enough space and readability, and it just makes things pretty easy to break down and break down their play, right? So I think that is a pretty easy system to follow, and I think it'll work out quite well for us. Again, another example of us, we don't really like to use the width of the ice. Heavy concentration of our players, our white cell amoeba strategy. So what does Kevin do? He makes use of the width of the ice. Easy peasy, right? All that free space, we don't take advantage of it. I don't know, it's a big question mark. So we curl in. I like it. That drop pass just didn't work out. It skipped underneath, but I kind of like it. So coming in, drawing the defense this way, and then we can probably crisscross on that drop pass. Just didn't quite work out, but I like it. I like the idea. But after that, I don't like that. I especially don't like that. Do we not want to help and give Dave a passing option? Because he can't score. Alright, so leading up to I think our 3rd or 4th goal. Good movement around the perimeter. We get a free assist from their team, bouncing it up the boards for a big shot from the point. So we had a little mistake here. Dave moves Ray up to forward, so they're swapping. I guess the only problem is Arsh is our hyper aggressive D, so with Ray now playing center and Arsh also being aggressive, we now only have quote unquote 1D. Perhaps it pays off because him being so aggressive right there. Justin's able to sneak to the middle for the one-timer, and in that 5-2 game now. But perhaps this is foreshadowing of the game to come. So this is their 3rd goal for. This is probably one of the goals I actually don't mind. So first element of it is, pay attention, this is the perfect screen. So I've kind of mentioned before, rather than parking your ass in front of the goalie, which is very easy to just peer around, is the way, if you can time yourself right when the shot is coming to cut across, it's almost as if someone reached behind you and said peekaboo and wrapped their hands around your eyes just when something is about to happen. It's the worst thing ever, and it's impossible to react, right? So that's exactly what happens here. This player times it, shoots it right when this player cuts across cliff, so you can't see shit, right? Now I don't mind this because we're also, as you can see, they draw pass it to their left winger, which is essentially like a D to winger. They switch around, and Alicia's coming in because we just went for a change as this D was skating in right there. Now we can say they're coming into the zone. We would probably want to focus defense first, so the pathing could be better, certainly, right? We kind of like this. Not a big deal. I don't mind it. So this drop pass, yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't mind this goal. So this is their third goal. So D to D pass. Let's just freeze frame. We love our white cell amoeba single column forward breakout. I love it. It's so good. It's just, yeah, it's spectacular. Even our defense is jumping in on the fun. This is like, honestly, this is some like highest level Timbit style hockey right there. So Ray's going in, I love it. A little chip and dump and chase. Going in, amazing. Then he falls over. That's fine. And then I've kind of said our hyper aggressive D Arsh goes in for a pinch, misses it. Holy shit. We got a 4-on-1 situation coming up. This is crazy. It's Dave against the world. Thankfully, Alex has a little bit more back checking effort this time around. Shot, couldn't control the rebound. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yikes! 5-4 game. 5-4 game. So I think this was a mistake. But also you can see how I've said in the past, when our forwards are at the red line, standing like statues, looking at the puck, super far away from the puck carrier, that it's so easy to intercept the pass. That was so easy to intercept the pass. Now this was a mistake. Should have just kind of reset it, kept possession, and waited for try to keep it in the zone. I opted to dump it back in, and it doesn't really work out as well because their D is already kind of deep in the zone. So kind of a wasted effort. Kill a little bit of time, but not that much. Now part 2, we have a mistake here. We didn't communicate that Fionn swapped from D to center, so she's swapping with Ray. But Dave saw Fionn get off the ice, so he's hopping on. We are lucky here that we're not getting called for too many men on the ice penalty. So definitely need to make sure we're communicating it with people on the bench if we do swap players around. So we're starting to defensively fall apart here. Maybe it's positional confusion. No wingers on the D. No wingers on the D. No defense on there. No defense in front of the crease. It's very loosey-goosey. Uh-oh. got scary, got scary. It's just why this has happened, because the center is going up when they've covered the winger coming down. You know, everyone's getting crisscrossed applesauce. So things are getting a little loosey-goosey. So a little freeze frame. Again, our hyper aggressive D is down there. We are on a 3-on-2, possibly 3-on-1 situation. Let's see how this pans out. Okay, we got one back at least. And we're able to escape back just through, I guess you can say, superior skating abilities, but certainly getting sketchy. Certainly getting sketchy. So this is, we've kind of cleared it out, and right winger on the D, center should definitely be a little bit more conservative, because we're not, who are we for checking, right? Winger's coming across, so yeah, definitely too aggressive on the last minute here. So we're stepping up, and yeah, I mean, definitely a mistake there, getting beat wide, rather than we're trying to make them, like, maybe stepping up is fine, but I think the first mistake is if we could challenge them on that blue line and try to get this player offside, it might have been the better play, like if we're going to do a challenge. And now at this point we're trying to recover. Now this was also a mistake. We went up to it, but the pathing I took didn't work out so well. And what could we do better is, I'm going straight at the puck, but rather I should start pathing towards that short side post. So essentially we're shutting off the lane to cut across and forcing them around the net. So that was a mistake. And so Cliff makes a really good left pad save. Unfortunately, the rebound goes right back to their stick and roofs it into the net. And so that's a game, 5-5 tie. Certainly demoralizing. And for good measure, let's all look at Alex. Game on his hand. Technically he's not allowed to score, but game on his hand. Breakaway. What does he do? Loses the puck in the guy's pads. That, like, where was it? Tries to cut a. Oh, you just lose it. You just lost it, Alex. Oh my god. Oh no. All right, final face-off. There's literally maybe 10 seconds left. Lining up on this is okay. This, with one exception. Well, I would probably change it to move like maybe here. And your whole goal is trying to cut across, get that puck, and then shoot it. That is your whole goal. There's 8 seconds left. All pucks are basically, you want to funnel towards the net. And if that's the case, one of the things we may want to consider is having Arsh come down, or even Dave come down. Be very aggressive on the circle, edge of the circle, to essentially any pucks that are coming out, shots on net, right? So spacing out this far really achieves nothing. And Dave could probably go back this way to get a more aggressive lane. So essentially, when there's like no time left, you want to position yourself so that all pucks are going towards the net. And in this case, we're a little not really optimized for that, right? 50-50 puck right here. Also, I don't know what, yeah. All shots on net. But positionally, we were, yeah, it's too passive for 8 seconds left, 5 seconds left. then there's the period. So I mean, a decent game. Unfortunate that we ended up tying though.